Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSafe team bring you Ed Schultz news and commentary. You'll notice the Republican and the Democratic campaigns seem to be paralleling one another when it comes to poll numbers. You've got Trump and Hillary Clinton on opposite sides, obviously, polling very well nationally, a very comfortable lead. In fact, Hillary Clinton has a 20-point lead on Bernie Sanders nationally, but in the states, just as it is for Donald Trump, it seems to be a horse race. Hillary, a pretty good lead in Iowa, but Sanders a 5-point lead in New Hampshire. And, of course, Ted Cruz has got some momentum on the Republican side in Iowa. And he's making some headlines, which we'll talk about, because he is slamming this spending bill, says it's the Washington cartel back at it again. We'll get to that. But looking at the Clinton campaign right now, Lanny Davis joins us, Vice President of Levick. From 96 to 98, he served as special counsel to President Bill Clinton. He's been a friend of the Clintons for many years. A good guy, too. Lanny, how are you?
Hello, Ed. Great to be on with you, and hope you're doing well. Happy holidays.
How does the Clinton campaign, you think, view this breach of voter data with the DNC and how a Sanders staffer has been fired? Is this going to be very damaging to Sanders, and how much of a gain for Clinton? What do you think? Oh,
absolutely not. It's an innocent mistake, or a mistake that some staffer did stupidly. It has nothing to do with Senator Sanders and his integrity. He acted quickly, and it's a non-issue. Hillary Clinton greatly respects Senator Sanders, and it's mutual. They debate the issues, but we're not Republicans. We don't impugn people's integrity because somebody does something that's a mistake.
The downside of this for the Sanders campaign is that they may not have access to voter information when it comes time to do the Iowa caucus and New Hampshire primary. How do you view that? Is that going to be fixed before, or is this going to be a big setback for Sanders?
You know, I'm one man's opinion, but I would certainly tell my friend Debbie Wasserman Schultz, don't penalize Senator Sanders because one staffer makes a mistake. He should have the same access as Hillary Clinton, and I would definitely favor just moving on and not penalizing him.
I was watching the debate, obviously, with 18 million other people the other night. I don't know how many times Hillary Clinton's name was tossed out. It felt like about 100. But Donald Trump now seems to be zeroing in on Hillary Clinton, trying to make the case that, of all things, she doesn't have the stamina to be president. I want you to react to this. Here it is.
You have said that Hillary Clinton does not have enough energy to be president, but you and she are about the same age.
Right.
So what?
I have a lot of energy. Look, she doesn't have the strength or the stamina.
Her people would argue, as Secretary of State, and even now she travels all over the world. She speaks everywhere. Is it because she's a woman?
Not really. If you look at Hillary, she'll do an event, and then she goes back home and she goes to sleep. I mean, you don't see her.
You don't know that.
I think so, though. I think so.
Your response, Lanny?
This man is a joke and a travesty, and he'll result in 49 states being lost to any Democratic presidential nominee because he's a joke. And he lies, and then he takes it back. So he just lied about going to sleep, taking naps. He'd never say that about a man. And as soon as Barbara Walters confronted him with the lie, what did he say? Oh, well, I think so. He's an outright liar, and I never use the L word unless it's absolutely impossible to avoid. And it's hard to take him seriously. He does have the demagogic ability to prey on people's fears, and there'll be 40% of the electorate that will vote hatred and bigotry and all the other things that he preys on. There's nothing more to say about this kind of man other than he's a joke.
So, Lanny, do you think that...
joke, but a joke.
Yeah. Do you think that Donald Trump has the ability to walk any Democratic candidate right into the White House? Because he has totally mixed up the GOP race?
Yes. There will be a vast center-right Republican vote for any Democrat running against Donald Trump. When you hear Jeb Bush and a number of other Republican presidential candidates and major Republican leaders not answering the question, will you vote for Trump in the general election? And Glenn Beck, for goodness sakes, This is the type of avalanche landslide that will destroy our current Republican Party as we know it, and I'm not in favor of that. I think John Kasich, Jeb Bush, Republicans who are conservative, who I disagree with, would make formidable candidates against Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, and I do think that Senator Sanders is running a competitive race, and I think it's disrespectful that he's not mentioned in the Republican debates, and the Hillary Clinton campaign is not assuming anything other than a competitive race with a formidable candidate speaking to the issues and definitely getting enthusiasm from a large number of Democrats named Bernie Sanders. That's a simple fact.
Lanny Davis with us here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Lanny, what about Iowa? There's a lot of conversation about the Sanders ground game, that they're going to get the vote out. Are you confident that the same mistakes won't be made by the Clinton campaign that were made in 2008, when I think actually the Clinton campaign was pretty much blindsided as taking third behind Barack Obama and John Edwards in Iowa? Can Hillary Clinton get her people out on caucus night to get off to a good start in this race in less than less than 40 days? Your thoughts? Are these ground people going to be there for Hillary?
Personal knowledge, some things I'm not too knowledgeable about because I'm just a friend of Hillary Clinton. I'm not in the campaign, so I don't speak for anyone. Yeah. I was out in Iowa about a year ago, and I can tell you that the ground game since a year ago has been put into place systematically in every precinct in every county, in using, by the way, Barack Obama's chief organizers from 2008. So the answer is yes, Hillary Clinton learned a great lesson about how do you organize in Iowa, and it's much, much different. Having said that, I am very impressed by Bernie Sanders, period, by the campaign he's run, by his message, by his ability to get the grassroots out, and I think it will be a competitive contest in Iowa.
Always great to visit, Lanny Davis. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Take care, Ed.
You bet.